this Agile Manifesto is like a backbone of Agile. Now it has 4 values. Can you see 4 values here on the screen? And apart from 4 values, it has 12 principles also. So we'll discuss both 4 values and 12 principles. Now see, a value is represented like this: individuals and interaction over process and tools. Can you see this? First value, individuals and interaction over process and tools. Now see, the way an Agile manifesto has to be read and interpreted, right? See, you should not think about the fact that left side things are left components are good or right or bad. When I say individuals and interaction over process and tools, it actually means individuals and interaction is good, right? Process and tools are also important, right? Both are important. But don't you think individuals and interaction is more important than process and tools? See, even if you have best of the processes, best of the tools, but if they're given to people who are not skilled enough and are unwilling to collaborate, will it work? Tell me, guys, you have best of the tools, best of the processes, but if they are given to unskilled people who are not skilled enough to use those, and they are not, and who are not willing to collaborate, will it work?
No.
No. So can I say individuals and interaction are important? Process and tools are also important, but what is more important? Individuals and interaction. This is the first value of the manifesto. Is that okay?
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
Agree.
Now, second, working software. So, again, for your understanding, imagine it's not software, it's deliverable. Working deliverable over comprehensive documentation. See, working deliverable is important. Documentation is also important. But tell me, what is primary measure of success? A working functionality or a documentation? See, if let's say I am a customer and I have given you some work, if you keep on showing me only documents, will I be satisfied? Or I want to see something functional?
Of course, functional.
Something functional, right?
Yeah.
So working deliverable, right, and documentation, both are important, but yes, the focus should be on working deliverable, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Now, customer collaboration over contract negotiation. Now, this is, we have not discussed agile contracts because we discuss it along with the procurement, right? Consolidated manner. Now, tell me, specifically when it boils down to contract, right? Obviously, you negotiate contract at various point of time. That is okay, right? But tell me, will customer collaboration lead to effective? If you're continuously collaborating with the customer, definitely, your rapport will be better, right? The trust will increase. Now, if you are regularly collaborating with the customer, do you think it will help you to negotiate more effectively? We discussed about things like change for free, money for nothing, reprioritizing the scope within the contract, right? Or negotiating for extended timelines or premature closure or change of scope. You can negotiate much better if you have been collaborating with the customer on regular basis, right? Why? Because see, continuous collaboration builds a trust, right? It builds a, customer starts eventually seeing you like a trusted advisor. Does it happen or not?
Yeah, Pankaj, it happens, but sometimes there is some negative as well, isn't it? For this customer collaboration, someone can take advantage as well. Like for an example, why I'm saying this, for example, we are doing like a project in Mexico since many years. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So like this is like when we say customer collaborations, like every time we are sending equipments to have, okay, 2 weeks project over there. Okay, it's like since many years we are sending equipment, but every week, every year, like we are doing collaborations, we are trying to have a good approach, like good relations. But every time they are taking like almost a month, they are just, okay, they are having some their own priorities, but instead of 2 weeks, they are always taking like 1 month. Okay, we are trying to have a collaborations because we are doing that job since many years, but that is something like advantage. They are trying to take those
Yeah,
advantage from
this
us.
this is a relationship and advantage,
Yeah,
right? If it is troubling you, you have to set the expectations correct,
yeah. that
right?
that
So you see again, pleasing somebody is also can it can also have an adverse impact, right?
correct, correct.
Collaboration is important so that they understand everything what you have to do,
Yes,
but it doesn't mean that you have to please somebody, right?
correct, correct.
Right. See the problem. See what the negative of non-collaboration is that kind. You see, if you're meeting customer less frequently, the trust is not there.
Yes, yes, that's true.
Plus, you can't see all these values of manifesto in isolation,
Hmm.
right? For
Yeah.
example, you are a believer that you deliver working software on time,
Hmm.
working deliverable on time. So you have to follow these in totality. Tell
Yes,
me, if a customer is not, if a supplier is not delivering their working deliverable on time, right? Despite the fact they will there's a constant collaboration. Is it working? Things are not working, that means, right?
correct.
You have to think about all of them together,
Yeah, yeah. I,
not individually.
yeah, I was trying to say, like in customer collaborations, like when it converts into like just an advantage, like
That
every
is
every time, then
that's
you
bad.
need to look at the
That,
contract negotiations to make it more stringent.
so that's
Like,
why both are important. Yes,
yeah,
both are
in
important.
that time, yeah. So like what we did, like every time it was happening, like now when it happens this time as well, we
Mhm.
went up to certain limit, and then we set up a like boundaries, like if it goes beyond this limit, that will be the additional cost. And
Perfect.
immediately, like when we said that, immediately, like with that deadline, they finished that project. It was happening since 5 6 years, but this time we need to take that one advanced step, and because of that, like they finished in a time. Okay, but when we use that contract negotiations, like that limits. So
Perfect.
yeah,
That's okay. Absolutely fine. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Now the last one: responding to change over following a plan. Right? See, plan more important or planning more important? Which is more important, plan or planning, guys?
Planning.
Planning,
Yeah.
right? A plan based on continuous planning is more important, right?
Yes.
Right. So plan is important, but plan should adapt. You should revise the plan as per the market changes or
Yes.
change environment or not, right? So both are important, but yes, you have to have a plan, right, which is based on the latest business environment, right? So responding to change is more important as compared to following the plan, right? So these are the four values of the manifesto, right? Now, if you're okay with four values, right, we'll go to 12 principles of manifesto. But before we go through 12 values, 12 principles, if you have any questions on values, I can, we can take it. Are you all okay with the four values of Agile Manifesto, guys? So shall we move to the 12 principles? Now, these are 12 principles, right? Again, I don't want to read them. Uh, First, I'll give you 5 minutes. Go through all the 12 principles yourself. Then we'll pick the most important and most troublesome ones for you, which are which that some of the principles that you're finding difficult to understand. So, can I give you 5 minutes? Just go through each and every principle. So can we start?
Yes, yes. All are important. So I think like even short, but we can go through each.
Okay. So let's go through each of them, right?
Yeah, please.
The first one, our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software, right? Rather, we should say valuable deliverable. So, do you agree this should be your topmost priority?
The only thing like why we are saying early, why we are not saying on time, because
See,
like
okay,
Mhm.
okay. See, what they are trying to show is, see, yes, timely is important, but it is good to start showing something functioning to the customer as soon as possible, right?
That,
So,
that's true, but why I use that word like on time? Because when you are saying like early,
see,
that
I'll tell
means
you
you
why.
did not define
Okay,
that.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
See, when I say on time can be 3 months also. It can be 4 months also, right? See, you can do project on time, but in order to satisfy the customer, in order to build the trust with the customer, if I start showing some working functionalities, right? Don't
Yeah,
you think it builds
yeah.
the trust?
It's a different like terminology what we are doing, like we are using as of now, like it's something like to satisfy customer through early continuous delivery of valuable software. That's it's a delivery of valuable software. It's not like something you are just showing what you are doing or the progress.
No,
What you said,
yeah,
Pankaj, is the progress probably, but this is something we are talking about the totality, like delivery of valuable software.
no,
I
not totally. No, not totally. See,
Okay.
suppose you call an architect to do interiors of your house, right?
Yes.
There is an agreement between you and architect that okay,
Mhm.
that that I'll do the complete interiors of your house by 3 months,
Correct.
right? Now, 3 months is a timeline agreed between two of you.
Mhm.
But tell me, if he can show you some interim deliverables, like by the end of 4 weeks, he shows you the whole kitchen being completed, right? Or a restroom being completed, right? And he shows such deliverables on constant basis. Will your trust increases on him or not?
Yeah, so it is something like interim. Yeah, that's
Interim,
correct.
it's not complete, right? It's
Yeah,
interim. You should start showing something functioning, right? That's why
correct.
the philosophy while we were doing sprinting also, right from the first sprint, right from the first sprint, show anything working. This is the philosophy, right? Show something working, however small it is, does not matter, but show something working, right? It can be as small as reset password or change password, but something working should be given to the customer. Now, second, welcome changing requirements even late in development. Agile process harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. Now, see, when I say this, welcome changing requirement, it is in a different context. See, I am not talking about any kind of unhealthy changes. See, a change can be a healthy change or unhealthy change, guys. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'll give you example of both healthy and unhealthy. Suppose I'm getting some interior work with some and there is a carpenter available, right, who's doing some work, and I ask carpenter that okay, there are 5 wooden boards available, and these 5 wooden boards have to be laminated with different laminates, right? I gave him 5 wooden boards and multiple laminates. He has to laminate those wooden boards, right? Now, tell me, this guy laminated all the 5 wooden boards, right? And then showed me. I said, this looks very weird. You have to change everything. Tell me, is it a healthy change or unhealthy change?
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy. So we are when I say welcome changing requirement, we are not talking about these unhealthy changes. If on the other hand, it
Until
was
and
a smart,
unless it is associated with the company's logo or something else.
yeah. Now see, I'll tell you why it is unhealthy. See, what is a healthy change? See, if he had temporarily fixed one laminate and came to me, does it look good or should I change? I said, let's change it. Let's change the color. He has only shown me one laminate, and that too, he has not permanently fixed it. Right? Now, if I gave my feedback and he adjusts the rest of the project based on my feedback, will it be a healthy change or unhealthy change? The
Yeah, it's
second one.
healthy. Like the one
Healthy.
and here in this case, like first and second, it is something like interlinked. Like
Yeah,
it's
all are, see, actually, yes, all are interlinked. See,
yeah.
collaboration. See, if you do frequent collaboration and based on frequent collaborations, you do frequent adjustments, right? That means you're fine-tuning your product, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's
So
true.
these are unhealthy change, right? Remember, in the beginning, did I show you a picture of a Superman or a Batman? Now let me show you what is unhealthy or healthy change. Let me just show you quickly. Just a second, guys. I showed you that picture and I'm showing you once again. Now, can you see this picture of Superman?
Mm.
Yes.
Now, see, I'm constantly, this is a sprint. Now, as I move iteration by iteration, I'm interacting with my customer. And do you think I am fine tuning the product as I move from one iteration to another? Because I'm constantly collaboration. Finally, I came out with what customer needs, right? But instead of this, if there is no collaboration between me and customer, instead of Superman, I show him Batman here. And he says, I wanted a Superman, you're giving me a Batman. So do you think it's an unhealthy change or not?
It is. It is.
It is, right? So,
Yeah.
when we are saying, right, change, right, even late in the project life cycle, these are about healthy changes to fine tune the product. And they are based on constant communication and collaboration. Are you getting my point, guys?
Yep.
See,
Yep.
if there is a lack of collaboration between you and customer, right, and you deliver something and customer says, I wanted something else, is it a healthy or unhealthy change?
Unhealthy.
Unhealthy. So we are not talking about those unhealthy changes which can make your plan haywire. The whole plan might fall apart because of an unhealthy change. Right. Now, I'll give you another small example. If you have to travel in dark, foggy weather from point A to point B. Now, tell me, if you're constantly, you may have planned a route. You may have planned a route initially, but if you're constantly collaborating with the GPS will guide you that, okay, don't follow this route, though you have initially planned, take a different route because there's a traffic congestion in this route, right? Your GPS will guide you. But tell me, if you see GPS after every 10 minutes is okay. But if let's say you see GPS after half an hour, then GPS will tell you, you have picked the wrong route.
Yeah.
Right? So tell me, is it a healthy change or not? It's an unhealthy change. See, when you don't collaborate constantly with the customer and, there's a mismatch, right, in terms of requirements, right, between you and customer, that is an unhealthy change, right? So when, don't misinterpret this principle that, at any point of time, any change is acceptable. See, when I say welcome changing requirement, it does not mean that, at anytime you can do any goof up, right? See, if your customer wanted a hatchback car, right, sedan car, you delivered hatchback car, right? They are not, these are not those changes. Welcome changing requirement even late in the development. Agile process harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. These are those changes which are result of frequent reviews and frequent feedbacks, right? And they will help to fine tune and make your product more competitive. So, you have to interpret this principle perfectly, right? Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you right? So third one. Now, third one, actually, you see, all these principles have to be read in totality, right? In integration with each other. You can't read everything in an isolated manner. So they're all linked. Deliver working software. I'll use the word deliverable so that it has a broader meaning. Deliver working deliverables frequently from every couple of weeks to couple of months with a preference to shorter time scale. Make sense or not? Right? More frequently you show working functionality, right? Better it is. It will build a trust and confidence level with the customer, your own senior management also, right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. Do you agree? Now, some people say daily is too much, but again, see, you can interpret like this, the collaboration between business people and the development team should be continuous, right? There should be a continuous collaboration. Because, fourth and two are also linked, right? Then only you can fine tune. Fifth, build projects around motivated individuals, give them the environment and support they need, and trust them to get the job done. So, agree with it? Yeah.
Pankaj, for fourth, like
Yeah.
daily here means it's regularly, like it's continuous. It's not daily
Yeah.
means
They have said daily, but it should be regularly. Right? Let's
yes,
use the word regularly, because daily can be, yes, in some situation can be too
some
much of.
situation. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Build project around motivated individuals, give them the environment and support they need, and trust them to get the job done, right? Right. Again, at the same time, you have to understand the fact, it should be a self-managed team as well, right? If the team is self-managed, can you can delegate a lot of responsibilities to them, right? You can delegate based on trust, right? But it should be a self-managed team, right? A cross-functional team, people with T-shaped and E-shaped skills. Now, the sixth one, which we all will agree, and we all might have observed also, the most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within development team is face-to-face communication. Is that okay?
Extremely important. Yeah.
Very, very important. See, I have seen many things, when you do email exchanges are not working out, but the moment you do face-to-face communication, they're sorted out. So this is the best way, right? Working software is a primary measure of success. Again, you can assume working deliverable is a primary measure of progress. So ultimately, whatever you do, people want to see working functionalities, right? Tell me, will you be satisfied if a customer keeps on showing you documents? No, you need to see something working, right? So working functionalities have to be demonstrated on constant basis, because that is a primary measure of progress, right? Now this is now I'm moving to eighth one. Eighth one is something that you saw in lean also, right? You saw in extreme programming also. Agile process promotes sustainable development. The sponsors, developers, and users should be able to maintain a constant pace indefinitely, right? So, consistent pace. Again, in a way, it also says that, overburdening is bad, right? So, the expectations should be correct, right? Imagine, when we were talking about estimates, we were taking 80% efficiency. Instead of 10 story point, we took 8 story points, right? So if people are able to maintain that pace, right, indefinitely, that is better, right? We should not be over expecting from the people, right? Ninth, continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhances agility. Do you think so? Continuous attention. See, when the technical design of the project is robust, right? It is easy to update it. This is easy to maintain it, right? Any good design is easily maintainable, easily scalable, right? Now, if it is that, right, we can say it will enhance agility. Right? Now, 10th is one of my favorite principle. Now, you have to understand. See, this is a very important principle to understand, actually. I like this principle a lot. Simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. Now, tell me, what is the meaning of this? This is a principle. This is one of my favorite principle out of 12. Simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. What do you mean by this? Can anyone try? Because
this statement did not make sense initially. When I read it, I was kind of confused what it meant. But now when you've read it, I think what it says is the art, how you tell them what is not done on a project and has to be completed.
That is not needed.
Not completed in the simplest manner is probably what this statement is trying to say.
No.
No?
See, this statement means prioritize, and prioritize. Constantly prioritize, and your focus should always be on the topmost priorities. Tell me, see, daily basis, you might have 20, 30, 40 things to be done. Suppose you have 20 things to be done, right, in your backlog. Now, if after 20 you remove 10 less important, so you're focusing on 10, yes or no? Now, if you further remove 5, 5 that are not that important, you are only left with 5. Now, if you keep on removing, suppose you are only left with top 3, which are very, very important. If you're focusing on the top 3 highest priority items, have you removed 17 items or not from your list? So what this principle is saying, maximize those things, right? Try to eliminate as much as possible something which is not needed, right? Try to maximize something which is not needed.
Yeah. So waste can be removed from here, like not necessary things. Yeah.
See, I was, in fact, this principle was not being taught, right? And I was delivering a training at UNICEF, right? And they had and UNICEF never takes director from the same country, right? For example, in India, they will take director from some other country, right? They had a director called as Rashid Khan, right? And in the break time, during the lunch break, we were talking, and he said, in our whole education system, specifically in Asian countries, the kids are, given so much garbage, anything, anything to learn, so much garbage to learn also, right? Along with the core thing.
Yeah.
Now, if you prioritize as per what they need, by the age of 17, every kid will be a PhD.
Yes.
Right. And I thought, he at that time also, I thought he was absolutely right. And, plus when I study very high performers, I read a lot of biographies, right? And when I study high performers like, Sachin Tendulkar or Rafael Nadal or Roger Federer or Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or anybody, this is the principal this is the mantra of their life. See, tell me, Sachin Tendulkar focused only on cricket. He was weaker in studies. But tell me, did he or his family, pushed him to be to get an English tutor or a math tutor so that he become interested in that, or did they get a coach in the area where he was strong? Tell me, guys.
Yeah.
It's also about playing with your strength, right? I mean, if
Playing
you
with
know
your
what your
strengths.
strength.
Playing with your strengths, right? And you should understand what is the topmost priority for you.
Right.
Don't randomly, start working. See this.
Correct.
See, when we say prioritizing the product backlog, and in Agile, a lot of emphasis is given on prioritizing, and prioritizing. Right? Prioritization is very, very important. And again, this principle emphasizes on prioritization. Right? I'll give you another example. I was delivering a training at GMR. Actually, GMR has a company called as Delhi International Airport Limited, DIAL. Now, which is only into construction of airports. And they had a GM, general manager, with the name Balaji. And, we had a discussion. He said, Pankaj, the whole fundamental that I followed, the core basic that I followed in my life was, wherever I would see that I am weak, right, I would do some course or education. I said, this is the worst thing that you have done in your life. Wherever he will find himself weak, he will do an education or some course. Right? I said, you throughout your life, you have been, trying to cover your weaknesses. And, when I came there next for another training, he said, you are absolutely right. Throughout my life, instead of, strengthening my strengths further, I was only covering up my weak points throughout my life. Are you agreeing to the fact or not?
Yes.
Right? And,
Yes,
unintentionally or whatever reason, people sometimes follow this. See, for example, tell me, if a kid is if a kid is very strong in one subject A, and weak in another subject B, in which subject you should arrange a coaching for him? The weaker one or the subject in which he's strong in?
the weaker one.
No. See, this is the problem. See, again, tell me, see, my perspective, my thought process. See, you can arrange in weaker one also, but first priority should be given to the strong one.
To the strong one also.
Right? First priority should be stronger one. Right? And make him more and more strong in the area where his strength lies in. So whether you have a coach for him in the area where he's weak, right, is optional. But definitely, if you see that he's strong in one area, have a coach in that area so that he can strengthen on his skills further. Do you agree with this or not?
Agree. Yeah.
Right? So again, ये mistake हो जाती है हमसे बहुत बारी. Yeah, actually, people spend their whole life in covering their weaknesses because of wrong coaching. Yes or no? So when I say simplicity, the art of maximizing the amount of work not done is essential. Maximizing the amount of work not done is saying try to eliminate what is not needed as much as possible. Only focus on the topmost priorities. Is that okay? So are you okay with this, guys? So shall I move? Are you okay with this? This is a very important principle.
Yes,
That's what.
extremely important.
Yeah. 11th. the best architecture, requirement, and design emerge from self-organizing teams. See, self-organizing team are cross-functional, right? So these teams will have a user, somebody strong in user interface, somebody strong in database, somebody strong in technology, right? In all the areas, right? A self-organizing team is a complete team, skilled completely to convert requirements into deliverable, right? So again, if you want to have best architecture, requirement, design, you need self-organizing teams, right? Highly skilled cross-functional teams. That is very, very important, right? If the team is incomplete, you can't create this, right? And tell me, this principle and this continuous attention to technical excellence and good design enhance agility, they are also linked, right? 9th and 11th. Now, 12th is something that you follow in Agile and you have seen, you can follow in your life also. At regular intervals, the team reflect sorry, on how to become more effective, then tunes and adjust its behavior accordingly. At regular intervals, the team reflect on how to become more effective, then tunes and adjust its behavior accordingly. Now, tell me, in retrospectives, do we do it or not?